For those of you watching in the north of England, we are west of the centre of Sydney. The World Club Challenge is underway. St Helens versus Penrith. And Liotta with a very first hit up from the kickoff. Magnificent in the grand final last year against Parramatta. So too James Fisher-Harris. That's not the best of starts. And Matty Lees has a bit to say as well. Giddy up, giddy up. The World Club Challenge is underway. This is no trial, folks. This is no trial.
You can make an argument that Moses Liotta was the best player for Penrith in the opening 25 minutes of that grand final against Parramatta. He cut the Eels forwards in half. Crashes into Matty Lees, who was one of the England front rowers in that World Cup, and then just gets to play the ball wrong. Little shove from Lees. He's a big man, Walmsley, isn't he? Stands head and shoulders above Liotta.
So what a chance this is. They did get one from a scrum last week against the Dragons. A try, it was in the right corner. They are 15 metres away from the Panthers line. We know how good the Panthers defence is. Ball with Matautia now. You've got an NRL back row pair, if you will. Matautia and Sirinen starting the match. Walmsley has driven back. Huge shot by Garner, I think it was. The Dragons felt they didn't quite aim up against St Helens last week defensively, but in the space of a few minutes, St Helens have felt the brunt here of the Panthers. They didn't see that sort of goal line defence last week. Morgan Knowles to play it. 10 from the line. Again, Matautia changing angle, coming back in field. Roby off a quick play the ball. Dodd, and then, whoa, boy, that's almost into the first row.
Well, did he play at the ball or did it just come off his leg? Did it kick? Was the kick from Lewis Dodd into the Panthers' leg, or did he put a foot out and play at it?
Clyde had referee for this one.
Yeah, he's good, but it wasn't played at.
That's an odd one. Now, Matt Russell, well, they're saying, hang on a sec. So, St Helens with the ball. Walmsley 5 metres away from the line to get points on the board first. What a boost that would be. Wellesby with it. Changes direction. No Dylan Edwards for Penrith.
The pass was off the mark there from Dodd. Wellesby had to stop to reach and catch it.
Lomax in the headgear for Conrad Hurrell. Trying to stride through the tackle. He carried Jerome Luai and Garner with him for a number of paces there. Next play from Knowles, who equally good the defence. That was Hosking in the tackle. Set restart. Roby gets a glimpse of the line there in the yo tackle. Still on for St Helens. Matty Lees, who scored the opening try in the Super League Grand Final last year, held up. Now right footwork from Lomax. Garner there, Fisher-Harris, Luai for Penrith. What a test. What a test to the Panthers' defence. Trap and scrap. The Panthers come away with the ball.
Outstanding stuff there from the Panthers. Almost 3 sets on their own line. They repel whatever St Helens threw at them. Ivan Cleary would be happy with the start.
Taruva in play, can you believe it? Tino Taruva. Right, this is he's only had the 3 NRL games. I think I'm right in saying he's played more tests for Fiji now than he has NRL games. But here he is in the World Club Challenge against St Helens. And in front of Luai. Left side, unlocked for the Panthers. Beautiful dummy. 35 metres away. Play on for May. Now 25 metres from the line. Panthers fans get excited. Last tackle play. Cleary's going to run. Then able to offload. Dryden with it. Left foot kick on. Great work. Low, you would call that. I think you could call it a try-saving play from Hopper.
That would be because he was waiting for the ball to sit up for him, and it didn't. It stayed down low, and I thought he's in trouble here, but he did beautifully to control that, gather it in, because there was a couple of unmarked players on the outside for the Panthers, Taruva and Brian To'o. Clever kick from Stephen Crichton. Beautiful pick up there from Will Hopewadi. What a professional he is.
Yeah, amen to that. Curtis Siridan held for St Helens. High quality stuff to start the game. Back for Dodd to drive it deep. Oh, lovely trap there from Ryan Tottenham. That was nicely done. Back he comes. What a finish to the year. 2 tries in the grand final. Try in the World Cup final at Old Trafford. Now we get a chance to go down to Matt Russell, braving the elements. He's the best man for the job.
Andrew, the brutal heat we predicted isn't a factor, but let me tell you, a good old-fashioned summer storm is. When it comes to lightning, I think the main threat has passed. If there is any lightning, then it's totally at the discretion of Ash Klein how long play continues for. Despite the fact it's not so hot, we do have 18 players in each team, so 5 interchanges if you like, and we have an extra yellow shirt trainer delivering water. Interchanges go from 8 to 10. Great to see the best from the Northern Hemisphere challenging the Southern Hemisphere again, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Wellesby with the ball. St Helens played against the Roosters back in the World Club Challenge a couple of seasons ago. That game, Alex Walmsley was a try scorer for St Helens. But Panthers not getting the opportunity after their first grand final win to play St Helens.
And the range just picked up a notch.
And that's saying something. To be in the commentary box, let me tell you. Roby now, and kicking from the 30-metre line. He's gone down to Crichton. You know the story. The grand final try-scoring deed to this bloke. 3 straight grand finals and tries. Good feather in his cap too, Brad. He was the leading point scorer at the World Cup, Stephen Crichton. The leading point scorer for a bloke who's not the first choice kicker at his club in Australia.
Well, he filled in when Nathan Cleary was suspended for 5 weeks. Stephen Crichton's goal kicking was up over 80%. He was a very accomplished kicker. Matty, gale force winds before the game got underway. Are they still blowing as hard?
No, definitely easing. It was a howling sou'wester as Penrith humped on the far side of the ground, but it's eased significantly. The rain, you're right, it's intensified though.
Luai on the run, turns and passes. Crichton with it. Up they come quickly. That is Mark Percival. Last tackle, Panthers, short time. Cleary and quick hands. Taruva does the same. St Helens defence is there. Oh, this is outstanding entertainment to deal with Brian Toto in that situation.
Yeah, didn't have much room to work with there, Brian Toto. Clever passing on the inside. Nathan Cleary, Stephen Crichton, Sania Taruva, yeah, tried to step on the inside, lost his footing there as Jack Wellesby came across. Someone's left a cone on the sideline there.
You said just before the rain had got heavier, I'm now going to play my last ace and say it actually in the last 30 seconds. This is from the tropics. We are a long way from the tropics, but this is tropical rain we're experiencing here. Far removed from much of the discussion as St Helens find their way through. Sheridan will support. The pass was on the line. They're going to score the first try. And this kid has got one heck of a scrapbook. Jack Wellesby, 21 years of age, 3 grand final wins, Challenge Cup win, and now trying a World Club Challenge.
Well, 75-metre effort there from St Helens after Penrith threatened down this right side. It all came off a quick play the ball from Alex Walmsley. Johnny Lomax, a great ball there to Curtis Siridan, getting through the initial defence. Drew Stephen Crichton and Wellesby pushing up on the inside. Scores the first try of the World Club Challenge. Great play there from Roby and Lomax to give Siridan a bit of space. And then Wellesby back up on the inside. A long-range effort from St Helens. Spectacular stuff from them.
That is so good, so good. And in these conditions, what a try. And this bloke, Jack Wellesby, he has the rugby league world at his feet.
Well, when Johnny Lomax was injured coming into the World Cup and couldn't take his place, Wellesby moved into the halves, played 5'8", was outstanding. It was a great matchup, both him and Jerome Luai doing battle in that World Cup semi-final. So he can play in the halves, he can play at fullback boss, he's got all the skills and the speed, and he's only 21.
Love this guy too. We had the pleasure of speaking with Tom Makinson during the week. He is a true pro. Another one with an incredible list of credentials. Matty Russell sideline.
You're right, Brent. He's only 21, yet he made his St Helens debut in 2018. Jack Wellsby, a young player of the year in the Super League previously. Great break by Sirinen, backed up by his number one. We should underline the strength of this St Helens team. Every grand final player is in today's squad, except for Joe Batchelor, who didn't come up after the St George Illawarra game last weekend. You compare that to Penrith, they have 11 survivors from the NRL grand finals. Edwards on ice, as is Martin and Sorensen. We know that Staines, Kickow and Coruscant have gone to different clubs.
It's a wobbler from Troy looking up. Good catch, Lomax. Exquisite the pass, wasn't it? Lomax to Sirinen.
It was great. Just watching what happened to the Penrith defence then, and Isaac Tungor just came in out of his centre position to try and solve the problem. He went to Lomax, which opened up a bit of space for Curtis Sirinen, and Luke Garner could not get across in time to make the tackle. No,
good observation. Both back rowers for Penrith, left and right edge, are new to the club. In the case of the right edge with Hosking, he plays only had 4 games in first grade. So this is a big step up in occasion for him. Hurrell with the ball. And with the greatest of respect for Garner and the Tigers. Having been big matches like this.
Moses Leota and Alex Walmsley.
Oh, he's lost it. Moses has got one back. Yes. And just puts the mayo on it, doesn't he? And probably entitled to after the first carry of the match.
Just watch the contact here. Shives it sideways. Hosking's there.
That's so good. That's a great tackle. Look at that. He's a big man. Rock sideways.
Great tackle, Andrew, on a man who was really good last week against the Dragons. 100 run metres in Alex Walmsley's first stint. He finished with 185.
32 years of age, but still one of the premier front rows in the competition. Secondary start for Penrith here. Garner it is. Almost a flop there at the finish there by Walmsley. Kenny thought so. Kenny started in the grand final. Hooker Coruscant came off the bench, so he's no stranger to the occasion starting. But he's been given the steering wheel now of the side out of dummy half. Coruscant onto the Tigers. He's been named captain. Trying to turn it around at 6-0 St Helens. 20 metres from the St Helens line. Crichton with it. Main fullback. It's a hamstring problem for Dylan Edwards. Oh, a set restart on the last tackle. Ill-disciplined St Helens. That's not good. You cannot give Penrith this sort of opportunity. Go with the ball. Can't offload. So a month into the premiership, all being well, he'll hit the 200-game milestone. Now Kenny and dummy and run. Oh, we're seeing some stars play if they stop the climb. Wellsby, he's done it on Cleary. What's Klein going to say? Cleary.
All right, coming up to tackle 3 here, Bucky. I have no try.
Yeah, no try.
Yeah, confirm that it is momentum that takes him across the line first,
incredible work from
loses
Wellsby.
possession of the ball.
Well, I've got no doubt that it was momentum that took Nathan Cleary into the in-goal area, but then Jack Wellsby was able to hold him up. He hits the ground short of the line. Wet conditions, slides in, held up. Does he spin around and get it down the second
Momentum
time?
currently from Nathan Cleary. Just need to make sure doesn't get to the line at any point.
Not sure what happened after he hit it. I've got no doubt that he doesn't get to the line on this
Ball
occasion.
short of the line at this point.
Yep.
Now need to just keep playing on to see what happens
He
after.
flips himself over. Oh, he's short and has lost it. Morgan Knowles coming over the top.
Let's give him some credit. Knowles.
It was going down, and
Yeah,
Knowles'
well.
effort there.
St Helens is affecting a tackle and Nathan Cleary loses the ball in the field of play. We have a decision.
There you go.
Thanks, mate.
Affecting a tackle,
Ready,
although
want
he's
it,
in a try-scoring play.
So they'll come out for a 10-metre
Top four in the field of play.
a turnover.
No, he's just trying to.
Field of play was the words of
Yes.
the
we don't believe that was. It was possession. You got to hold it tighter there.
On the money, you've got to hold it tighter. There you go. It's actually kind.
Okay,
I love it if they said that every time. You've got to hold it tighter. Have you heard that before, Brent?
No, I haven't. Yeah, awfully close.
I would say Knowles was playing the ball. He knew what he was doing. So Super League season is underway, and this has got me wanting the NRL season to start tomorrow. This is loving what we're seeing here. The intensity is spot on and worthy of the occasion. Big audience watching from the UK, not just St Helens fans. Great to have your company for this one. Walmsley, a lovely quick play the ball. Roby takes off as a result of that. Last tackle St Helens, and will kick from just inside their own half, and that's pretty sharp too from the halfback Lewis Dodd. I think it's fair to say not many Australian fans know a whole lot about Lewis Dodd, but it was April last year where he suffered this Achilles injury, and that was it for the season. So, but he did play the previous year in the grand final winning team. He's a good number 7. I think higher honours are certainly on the radar for Lewis Dodd.
Very sharp. Got a good kicking game, Bossy, and you're right. Not many would know about Lewis Dodd, but very accomplished and only young.
21 years of age. So Penrith with the ball. Ooh, Crichton, he's copped one. Kenny saying that's the second time. Mitch Kenny is Penrith counsel here. And Crichton will not play the ball.
Take the ball across here. Stephen, just hand the ball over to someone else, mate. Play the ball here.
Left arm of Sione Watauti.
Dallas must have got him on the chin.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Fisher Harris. There's a little bit of lightning now in the vicinity. We'll check in with Matty Russell in a moment. As Penrith lose it? Garner. That's an unforced knock on. Let's go to Matty Russell. Are we talking lightning now? Albeit, I mean, there's the good and the bad. The rain mightn't be quite as heavy now.
Absolutely, you might be able to hear the rumble of the thunder in the distance, but the lightning is the issue. And just repeating, the discretion isn't with any NRL official. It is solely with Ash Klein on the field, the controlling referee. If he deems that lightning is a threat to player safety, he will advise the teams to leave the field until that hazard passes.
So St Helens off the back of the Garner error. And Hurrell, and the play on. It's being touched by Penrith. Not happy enough with it. Maybe not so the fans on the eastern side here at Penrith in the grandstand. Back in field with Lees, we get some more lightning again. It's a little closer now. Dare say we're in the eye of it. There's Walmsley to play it 12 metres away from the line. Roby left, Dodd brings Percival back on the angle and loses his legs in the tackle of Hoskie. Roby, St Helens still with a few tackles to play with. Lomax holding it up at Sirinen. They're in his face that time. Wasn't running to a hole. Roby, short side, Wellesby. Then for Connie! Hurrell has gone straight over. If anything, he's embarrassed the Panthers' defence there. It wasn't necessarily the Hurricane, a rampaging Conrad Hurrell. He just ran and he went through them.
Well, that's the fourth run of Conrad Hurrell's game, and he's caused problems every time he has run the ball. There have been those blockbusting runs where he's skittled defenders, but he has been a handful to get to ground and close to the line here. Isaiah Yeo on the edge. Just too powerful. Conrad Hurrell, one of the 7 former NRL players that make up this St Helens side. So he's made an impact. Connie Hurrell, Curtis Siren. Bust from Curtis Siren that led to the first try, and St Helens find themselves 2 tries up.
Good touch in that from Wellesby. Now we are going to go back to Matt Russell, mate. We are at a serious point here. Now this, you look at the radar, this is not going to hang around long. I think that information needs to be head to Ash Klein, that it might be a decision to make that we have a little 4 or 5 minute break The only thing I'll say about that, the poor old crowd, where do they go? We take the players off, the cameraman can down tools, but the fans pretty much just have to sit out there.
Well, I've only ever been to one game where they postponed it, and that was Anzac Day at the SFS. Footy Stadium, and they called it off for 40 minutes.
Over to Makinson. They're confident this won't linger for too long, the worst of the storm. So here he is, Tommy Makinson, for a 12-0 lead for the Super League champions. Makinson misses to the side of the posts. 10-0 scoreline. Matty Russell sideline.
Conrad Hurrell, the Hurricane, a player I've enjoyed watching in the NRL, then the Super League. 5 years at the Warriors, 2.5 years as a Gold Coast Titan, now at St Helens, and proudly so. He was the last player to join this touring party after his partner Beck and Connie welcomed son Sonny, January 30. So he's a new dad. Conrad Hurrell, a try scorer in the World Club Challenge. Good luck to him. Yeah, that lightning still hovering. Andrew, you mentioned the fans and the players. What about the sideline reporter holding a metal umbrella beside electrical broadcast equipment?
They're tough. St Helens, 2-try start. Lee's with it. But again, I stand by what I said about him describing the try. That wasn't like an unstoppable force. It was quite flimsy, the defence that Hurrell was able to get through.
The play the ball was quick enough for Wellesby to get to the defence, and they just didn't get off their line. Once Connie Hurrell made contact with Isaiah Yeo, he was close enough to get himself into the in-goal area.
It's out here over the 40. And Roby again off a quick play the ball. The craftsman that is James Roby. See it last week against St George Illawarra. You're seeing it again tonight against Penrith. Kick from Dodd. Crichton, set, good take. Chasers all there, led by Percival, Hopewadi and Matatia. 18.5 minutes gone. Paul Wellens, the man who was taken over from Christian Wolf, will be feeling pretty good. And the hot seat as coach of St Helens, now Taruva. Kenny, they have Jack Cogger as the backup dummy half to come off the bench. Back from a couple of years in the Super League. May with the ball. And good low tackle by Walmsley. And Lomax. Cleary has to kick from the 30. That's a great defensive set again from St Helens. Gain was all of 20 metres.
Very quick moving defensive line there in that set from St Helens. Restricted any go forward from the Panthers. Normally it's the back five that make the meters, and they struggled in that set.
Good juggle there, but no damage done. Garner makes the tackle on Makinson. Hurrell's in. Dropped off there by Lomax. Lomax didn't feature in the World Cup. Unavailable through injury. Instead of Walmsley. Percival also wasn't considered. Kick here from Wellesby right at the corner of the back, but Penrith come up with it. So mid-air tackle, but we only applied the mid-air tackle on the first attempt with a kick. Penalty in any case goes the way of Penrith.
Yeah, a little bit quick that time. St Helens, Curtis Siren and one of the players pinged. They're on top, they're leading 10-0. And Penrith coming out of their own end.
Good last week, Curtis Siren started this game obviously very well. And he did say that a return to the NRL is not out of the question. I mean, he's loving being at St Helens. This is his second year, but he's still a bit bitter that his last year in the NRL was just 6 games with Manly injury and all the rest. That's not how he wanted to finish in Australia, certainly. Now Fisher Harris with the ball. Hit and spin. And they slow the play the ball down. Knowles and, oh boy, the lightning round back. That's the worst one. I'm indoors and I'm getting up and going. That's the worst flash we've had.
And the Panthers have tried to push the pass there, and James Roby came up with it. So a turnover of possession on halfway. Great position for St Helens to start their set. Slow off the ground.
Wilkinson and Roby now for 10. This is quite a responsibility on national flight. He's going to referee the game. He can't be looking overhead. St Helens would be well pleased. They don't want any disruption in this. 10-0. And they've sent Ignatius Parsi out there now for Walmsley, and he loves to rip into defences. Oh, come on, Harold, that was a bit fancy. He's batting that on. And that is an error from St Helens.
Well, not only did they score that try through Conrad Harold down that side of the field, they've had a bit of success whenever they've gone down there. Good combination, Luke Garner, Jerome Luai, Isaac Tungo as that left side. And one thing Kickow was great at was shutting down movements on his side of the field.
Let's go.
Broncos and Cowboys to follow this game on our Super Saturday on Fox League. Performance by the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Mudgee. Maybe it was an omen. Tom Burgess getting the first try. Challenge Tommy over for the first try. But Broncos, Cowboys, and the Stars are back for the Cowboys. The year they had last season. Season proper here on Fox League. Yo with the ball. Glen White bolts to the east. Penrith without points through 22.5 minutes. Mitchell Harris forced a ball, and well, Penrith error count, not flash. Handful of errors, completion rate just above 50%.
Yeah, just well, they haven't completed their last 3 sets, but that's not all. Turned a bit over.
Soon in on that run. So St Helens at 83% completion rate, and the Panthers sitting right on 50%. Quite a story in that stat. Roby up left, and the Stars of St Helens, they're going to try and take advantage. Parsi with it. Well known to NRL fans. With Dodd. Lomax this time on the left side. Oh, he holds it. Personally may have scored. He was maybe caught between, am I meant to get this pass, or was it meant to go to the winger? To catch it, wasn't quite committed.
I'm sure the force that the ball was thrown, that it was meant for the winger. It looked like he'd done enough on the inside to drag To'o off his wing. He's starting to go out. Oh, I don't know. To'o was there, even if the long pass was thrown. I think To'o cleans up Will Hopewadi.
Helens getting ready to send Louis McCarthy-Scarswood into the match. I mean, he was really vocal in the dressing room. Pre-kickoff, the 37-year-old, one of 2 that they have. And he was certainly playing the role of a senior player. So Penrith again having to kick from inside their half at the end of a set. And a dreadful mistake by Will Hopewadi has opened the door for the Penrith Panthers.
Well, he's not the first player, is he? Will Hopewadi, not the first one of the back 3 to drop a ball over the career of Nathan Cleary. Just strikes it ugly enough to make it tough to catch. Nothing's regulation about that kick. It moves every sort of way, the ball's spinning in an unorthodox way, makes it hard to catch. Wet conditions.
Love to have feet set and attempt to catch. Now Penrith, can they make them pay? Oh, well pulled in by Crichton. That was almost out the back stuff, that. He looks set for a big year. Stephen Crichton, his last year at Penrith. Before going off to the Bulldogs. Penrith through 25 minutes yet to post points, but this is a big opportunity for them. 8 metres away. See how their back row fare. No Kickow out on that left side anymore. Cleary, and there is Crichton, and there is the defence. And the intent of St Helens is quite brilliant.
Now that was Mark Percival making that tackle. Had to be made as well.
Yo, Luai, Tonga. Oh, no! He's run into Makinson, who's been left on the deck. He's wobbly. He's going back to the wing now. There's a few cobwebs there to be cleared for Tommy Makinson. I think he's on autopilot in getting back to the line. It looked pretty heavy. He got the shoulder, didn't he, of Tungo?
Well, yeah, just a collision. 3 bodies arriving at the same time.
Panthers, Cleary, right under the black dot. Oh, that is a kick. That's a drop kick dead. That's very skillfully done, that. From Dodd, he's done it on the run, and he's hit it as sweet as you could hit it. But timing's perfect.
Yeah, Cleary hit his sweep too, because it's not easy for that to go into the in goal and make it an easy take for St Helens and give them a 20-metre tap and 7 tackle set. So Cleary lobbed it exactly where he wanted to. Crichton just couldn't find his way past the St Helens defence to get to the ball.
Davidson doesn't want this at all. He is absolutely blowing up the Lux. He copped it first.
Well, he might have got it off. Yeah, from the other side.
Like Sean Lane last night, he was like pinball stuff, wasn't he?
Reece Walsh.
Yeah,
the Broncos last week.
And Reece Walsh not figuring tonight. He's got that fracture around the eye, just a minor one. But Tommy Makinson off. Line dropout with St Helens, but they lead 10-0. 13 and a half to go in the first half. Set restart on play number 1 after a pretty big run by Eisenhuth. And I'm happy for Eisenhuth because he hasn't had a chance to play in a grand final, but he's been a very solid contributor to the Panthers' effort. And a very reliable player, so he gets a shot at a trophy game, if you will. Yo, and Cleary, not over the wedge between defenders. Hosking held well. He made some pretty good defensive decisions, the St Helens players on this left-hand side of the field. That's the 4th tackle. Back-to-back sets normally leads to Penrith points. Yep. And he cops the treatment. 3 defenders. McCarthy Scarswood there, and the work of Sirenen on that left side. Good clean-up work. In these conditions, Wellesby.
Well, they deserve a big rap, the St Helens defence, and you're right about the edges, Vossi. On both sides, they've been able to close down any of those movements from the Panthers, out the back plays. They've put pressure on Penrith with the speed that their defensive line is moving, and they've rushed decisions. Just that's a big reason why Penrith have made so many errors. It's the St Helens defence and the speed of it.
What if hypothetically Jack Wellesby was a listed company on the share market? How good would his stock be going today? Through the roof, wouldn't it? On what he's shown us in this company. Lomax on the left hand, good defence Penrith. Tottle made that one count on Matautia. Kick more high than long, but it still might be a tough one to catch. Gets onto the knees. That's a good tackle. And straight away, defence into attack. Offside, the come ball. They may follow up with a dummy half run. Yes, he will. Look out. Taylor May. It's a tackle buster. Look out. He's gone through the front line and the second line. 5 metres away. Again, real pressure on St Helens. Crowds into it. They're a little shocked their team is down by 10. Crichton, Fisher-Harris. St Helens have regrouped. That was great play down the left from Penrith. Kenny, right, Cleary, right to the line. Crichton, Taruba, shut down. Last tackle, Penrith. Look for Cleary, here he is, didn't get the best of passes. Kick has been charged down, and St Helens have got it, but they've got a penalty. Penalty for Penrith. Is it for the challenge on Cleary?
I don't think so.
Well, they've gone to where the ball's landed.
At the moment, he's on report.
Well, I'm not sure whether the shot on Cleary was high. Let's just have a look at it here.
He goes to where the ball's landed.
Yep.
So Roby.
Yep, right around the neck. Great play down that left-hand side. Taylor May, Isaac Tungle to get Penrith in this position.
Twice the player of the match in a Super League Grand Final. James Roby.
That could be at any time in the last 20 years. This is 20 seasons.
Oh, that's right. No, and I don't have enough fingers to count the number of Grand Finals he's played. Take your sock off, will you, Brendan? So here's Penrith. They've been here a few times, haven't scored yet. Spencer Leniu on that run. So Kenny left. Clary flopped it on the top. May got it high and then almost stumbled over the sideline. Still with the Panthers. Luai yet to put a stamp on it. England fans would be saying that she was hot as at the World Cup. He's lost the ball there. Ashline's on it. Spencer Leniu not happy.
Well, he caught it awkwardly again. A lot of the Penrith passes aren't finding their marks. Their players are having to stop, reach back to catch the ball. Leniu was in that situation. Good low tackle from Johnny Lomax, and Spencer Leniu sort of fell over the top awkwardly, and that saw him lose the ball.
Russell down on the sideline.
Listening to experts all week, Andrew, I've been hearing them say, how is St Helens going to find a way through Penrith defence? Right now the Panthers have had 23 tackles in St Helens 20 and have no points to show from it. The team from the north of England, 19 tackles in Penrith 20 and 2 tries on the board.
It's an unheard of number. It's well pointed out. I mean, a Penrith side with 24 tackles and an opponent's 20 and no points. That hasn't happened any time in the last 3 years, I wouldn't have thought. St Helens will be probably happy just to get through this set. Just to settle things down, get a kick on the end, come out of trouble. As we thought would happen, the rain has eased right down.
Mitch Kenny's in a bit of trouble here. Just stumbled out of that tackle, Mitch Kenny. Got himself back into the defensive line, but there's obviously a problem there.
Jack Cogger's up on his feet on the bench, ready to come on.
Just dropped the shoulder into the... That's Louis McCarthy-Scar's book. Just a little bit of footwork late. Kenny had set himself to make the tackle, therefore his head was in the wrong position.
Yes, and he will come from the field as well. So Makinson off at the moment. Mitch Kenny off, and on comes Jack Cogger. The Penrith recruits from the off-season. Passy with the ball for St Helens. Third year with the club. Klein says false start. So Roby. Kick from the 40-metre line. So you could say mission accomplished on that set, just to settle things down after a period of quite a bit of Panthers pressure. 10-0, and it's been Wellesby and Hurrell, the try scorers for St Helens. First try, a slashing effort to open the account. May with it, another one of the World Cup combatants for Samoa.
He's hurt himself.
Of course, he's playing under a stay of existence. He's got the suspension to come.
Just the first 2 weeks.
Look at the third man in there, the tackle of passing. Bunker might have something to say about this. Wouldn't be surprised if you can come in as third man low, but you can't come in with force, is what we've become accustomed to. That's the Tigers just going back.
The third defender in that did the damage.
That's quite an incredible situation. So we're just playing on. We're even leaving the player being treated on the field. We are now just continuing on.
We stop things when players get cramps.
This is just a changing of the guard here. Penrith 38 metres away from the St Helens line. Taylor May's up, but Ginger kick to the corner, and Percival with the catch.
May's gone off the field on the other side. So Luke Garner's back on. We're playing the centres with Tungorm shifting out to the wing.
Also with James Billon, who like Matt Eisenhuth, is another one at the other side of the world. He was a big contributor last year, but wasn't in the 17 for the grand final. So this is his trophy game for the efforts he put in 2022. Happy for him. Roby sends them down the right. Wellesby with the soft hands. And Sirinen on the end of that. It's a really good right side combination, doesn't it? Lomax, Wellesby, Sirinen. Crichton with the catch. Goes back. He's 5 away from the line. Now he's quickly to 15 metres away from the goal line. Casey Scarsbrook is down. That is 9 metres away from the line. He might be another one headed for an HIA. Bit happening out there. Still the scoreline though, 10 points to 0, and just over 6 remaining first half of the World Club Challenge. He went and got the forearm. Absolute flush. McCarthy Scarsbrook. And with a player groggy now, Ashline cites that. And Stephen Crichton having a check of him. Goes. This fella. Oh yeah, right, that's going to hurt. Cathy Scarsbrook, debut 2006, Brandon. A long time ago. Back with the Harlequins. And the Harlequins. A lot of football that man has played. Now we've got a rainbow beyond the Eastern Grandstand. Beautiful touch. Even a glimmer of sunshine. Cleary with a ball. Right to the corner again. And smashing defence.
There's 2 good takes there from Mark Percival. The other one under some pressure as well.
Russell on the sideline.
Yeah, just taking stock, Andrew. There are 3 players currently off under HIA protocols. Makinson, McCarthy Scarsbrook for St Helens, and Mitch Kenny for Penrith will bring you those results. They start to trickle through.
With Makinson off, Hopewadi is over on the right side, and that's why Percival has been catching on the left wing. And it would appear Matautia is playing left centre, and very capable in the back line. Sione Matautia. These are incredible images we are sending around the world. Like, sorry, is this the break of day? What's happened here? What a beautiful part of the world Penrith is, Brady.
A bit of everything.
Look at that, look at that.
Rainbows.
Rainbow IQ, get your camera out.
Lucky up there.
Yes, that's looking to the north and the northeast. So Roby now 40 metres away from the line. And ball was slipping down the leg. He did well to hang on to it there. Matautia. They will attack the short side. Great hands. Percival rolls the ball back in. He's a miracle man, Roby. He's everywhere. He's just about to get the pension in the UK. He'll be eligible for it. How good is he playing? We're getting to watch a master. Here he is, 10 metres away from the line. Dodd turns the ball inside. Panthers salmon over the top. Quick play the ball again. They've done that plenty of times. The kick, stab, Crichton under pressure. St Helens doing a lot right. A lot right.
They're certainly asking plenty of questions of this Penrith defence and coming up with the right plays. Lovely kick there from Lewis Dodd. Just dropped it on the left foot. Created a bit of space for the kick. And with 3.5 minutes to go, give up some sort of statement if they can run in another try.
Loving these rainbows. I'll give you a stat. Since the start of 2020, Penrith only lost 10 games. But in 6 of those 10 games, they were held scoreless in the first half. Now we've got Hosking off for an HIA.
So he's the 4th, Andrew, and news out of St Helens. Tommy Makinson will not return. He's failed his HIA.
That's disappointing. Tommy Stars and their number one goal kicker. And Penrith,
That's a great kick.
pull a card out of the pack. Got to be ready for anything from this man Cleary. Big play at 10-0 and his team were under pressure.
Well, what a play. Short drop kick in wet conditions, and don't kick it in the air, just drive it along the ground. That's not an easy thing to do either. You get a drop kick to stay low and still hit it with enough force to find touch.
Not knowing what St Helens were potentially about to do, but a possible turning point. If St Helens scored there, it was 16-0. Penrith flagging. Here is Lindsay Smith. There's another one with not too many first-grade games, but finds himself
3 games for Lindsay
in a
Smith.
big game. Spencer.
Well, that is the beauty of Spencer Lanier. That sort of charge can change games. He's got that X factor about him, Spencer Lanier, a very unique front rower.
Cleary now, so on the back of the Cleary line dropout, a Spencer Lanier run, penalty conceded. Penrith now, full set, 30 metres away from the St Helens line. Lanier ready to go again, rocking and rolling. 4 penalties first half. We've had 4 set restarts as well. Panthers on donut. 20 from the line. Cogger working dummy half duties. Cleary, Crichton, Luai. Has not been a factor in the Panthers' attack so far in this one. Cleary, cut-out ball. Not able to be kept alive there. Skipping around as Eisenhuth.
See how the quality of passes, or the poor quality of the passes, just stops the move,
Good again in front of the Panthers this time. A little better. Cleary, Luai, and defence though. He said he was a pro. They've done really well on the outside, but that was Hopewadi on the right side now. Panthers, Cleary, stab! And again, the clean-up work, this time from Jake Wingfield for St Helens. That's not for the first time this half.
Have just had an answer for everything. Everything that Penrith have thrown at them, and they have been. I think that the quality of the passes has certainly hurt Penrith's attack. A lot of times the movement's broken down because players have to stop on their run.
How good's the World Cup challenge? The chance of the St Helens fans at the southern end now. Just shut your eyes, you're there. It's a totally wicked stadium there. Their home ground in St Helens. Little stab kick through. Wellesby needs a bounce. He sockers it. It came off the back of Crichton. St Helens have got it back. No tackle count restart. It is the last. Dodd with a bomb. To'o's underneath it. Percival goes for it. Salmon ran an escort play, I thought. Ball back. St Helens, great rugby league town. As you know, football is not a force necessarily there. It's genuine rugby league heartland in the north of England, as is Warrington. Half-time siren sounds, so a penalty on the break. I would think Penrith would have had enough, but maybe Cleary's thinking other things. I don't know whether there's much to be gained here. They may be famous last words, but he might just step up.
It's a good touch finder.
Might just step up and go for a long-range field goal. The Sirenin, Lusard. Here we go. He's going to go bomb. He's going bomb with a few players offside. This is like a schoolyard game, just putting the bomb up like that, and that's the last play of the first half. The might of St Helens is on show. They have the NRL premiers down, but certainly not out. 2 tries to St Helens in the opening 40 minutes, and at half-time it's St Helens 10, Penrith 0. Second half underway, 10-0 scoreline. St Helens leading. They've won the last 4 straight grand finals in the Super League. And plenty believing they can make it 5 in a row this year. Roby's been very good at a dummy half. Makes it very hard for Paul Wellens when to bring him off. Joey Lussick came off the bench in the grand final last year. We saw him last week against the Dragons, scored a try in the challenge match down in Wollongong. But Roby's been outstanding tonight. Cross for Bell. James Bell. A couple of NRL games in his career. Knowles dropping that one off for Parsi. And he offloaded. Roby was in the vicinity. He's offloaded as well. Kick from outside the 40 on the run. Put down by Crichton. Oh, the goal. Not forward then back line. They're going to captain's challenge, are they?
I don't know if you can challenge that. I thought it was a knock-on injury. I thought he dragged it forward. Even though he was facing his own goal line, I thought he dragged it forward over his shoulder. Just have a look at it again.
Yeah, well done. That's a knock-on. Yeah, he's facing his own goal line, but he's knocked it back towards the other try. Corner spot on. Here come the Saints. And what's more, they're running towards their army of fans right now. They've come all the way from St Helens. They deserve a try to be scored right in their lap. It may happen in a moment. Salmon, good tackle low down. But a penalty out of that.
Did he penalise him for offside or for was it Nathan Cleary's tackle on Johnny Lomax?
They're going to go straight for goal. Straight away.
2 converted tries.
Go to 12 if you can. And it will be Lewis Dodd who will step up. Tommy Makinson off the field. Roby.
Jamie Salmon offside, but I can only assume that that's the penalty.
Can I say something about that? What I really liked about the decision, be it right or wrong, going for goal. Captain right on the spot. There was no looking around to the bench. He just went, bang, we're going for goal. And who could argue with a man of the experience of James Roby? I'm trying to work out where he's allowed to take it. That's what I'm telling you. I think he is saying, but if the infringement's against Nathan Cleary, it's further in. It is closer to the post.
No, I'm saying that it's James Salmon offside. It's got to be James Salmon offside, who was out the seams.
So here you have it. Kick from Percival it will be. 10 metres in from touch. 20 metres out. 4-12-0. Tommy Makinson. Lightning in the background. What a setting for the ball to sail between the posts. 12-0 lead, Matty Russell.
Let's sum up everything that's happened on the injury front, because Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook has passed his HIA. Tommy Makinson failing. They're the two St Helens players we've been keeping our eye on. Mitch Kenning, Zach Hoskins passing. They're out there to start the second half. And we've mentioned Taylor May. News through that they think it's a knee injury. Nothing significant. It is a knee, though, considering he's suspended for the first 2 rounds, then a bye for Penrith. He basically has 5 weeks to recover from what Penrith are saying is a minor knee complaint.
Penrith to play Brisbane round 1 of the NRL. That is March 3 Friday night game. Hopewadi had a moment, you could say, in the first half. Did well there. The right of Paul Wellens is the French coach, Laurent Freysenus. The great rugby league man in Ian Talbot. It's one of the unsung heroes, if you like, at St Helens. He's put in many years of service at the club. 10 metres inside their own half. Parsi on the run. He's done what is asked of him, coming off the bench, sort of a Spencer Leniu role, I guess you could describe it as, in Penrith terms. High ball for Crichton, having dropped the previous one. He has it this time, but the chase is right on the money from St Helens. Really good stuff. Mataudia down that side. Penrith with a bit of work to do here. 15 metres out from their own line. So no May, no Dylan Edwards. Taruva over there, got back to the 30 and able to add to it with Kenny. That's good, the last two players. When does Jerome Luai really put a stamp on the game? This is far removed from the impact he had at the World Cup. England fans know that all too well. Back to Cleary. Kick is end on end. And it's a bounce that then takes a left-hand turn. Get a crack in the pitch. And St Helens with it. And Wellesby the man. 12-0 scoreline. 34 minutes remaining.
It's probably one of their better sets out of trouble. And you're right, it was Taruva and Mitch Kenny that got Penrith out of their own 30-metre area. An area that they've struggled at to get themselves good field position off the back of kicks.
12-2, and the starting front rowers Lees and Walmsley are still to come back for their second stint. I'm assuming it might be 50-55 minute mark they come back into the game. Russell will keep an eye. Russell will keep an eye on that. There's the high ball from Lewis Dodd. Another one for Crichton. I mean, nothing's easy in this rain, and there's a bit of wind with it as well. So there's been a few drop balls, but make an allowance for conditions. Panthers wouldn't want the scoreline to get any bigger than this. Their qualities will be tested here. Crichton on the run. 10 inside their own half. There's not a whole lot doing here. Yo will try and change that. Able to offload. And then a lot of pointing and not a lot else as Eisenhuth now will play it. Got in the wrestle there with Passy. Penrith try and get on the front foot. 10 inside the St Helens half, but again it is a last tackle play. Kenny for Cleary. Try a kick again. And this will bring Wellesby into the play. He's got a bit of protection there, Wellesby.
There's a better chase from Penrith. Jerome Luai down there to make the tackle immediately after Wellesby took the ball. And they've been out of their own end. St Helens doing a better job at it.
Broncos and Cowboys to come up after this one for Fox League viewers on this Saturday night. Big coverage again tomorrow. Canterbury, Bankstown Bulldogs at Belmore. Ready? How good. Kick from halfway. Oh, this is a towering kick. Crichton in reverse. Magical take. That was superb by Crichton. I mean, talk about judgment on the kick to not go on the full of the in goal. It was a 60-metre heave downfield. Panthers in a situation, if you pardon the pun, trying to weather the storm here. Kenny, Salmon, and lovely tackle from Bell, technically spot on. Yo, one of the best middles there is, there you will find in rugby league. Last tackle for Penrith. Cleary, yet another kick. This time putting it out to the left wing of St Helens. Panthers have got the first strike at it. Salmon can't offload.
Well, Salmon did a great job to take that ball. He was surrounded by St Helens players, and they did a job to wrap it up. He was desperately trying to push it out and keep the ball going, keep the play moving for Penrith on the last. It's a strong run. Sione Matau here.
Fans watching right now, and I know it's the first game of the season proper for Penrith, but it is a big occasion. But the absence of Coruscant and Kickow is standing out big time. Not much doing on this left edge with the presence of Kickow gone, and the creativity of Coruscant is going to be a huge plus for the Tigers this year. Walmsley, 9 inside the Panthers half. Roby and Dodd, his kick. Crichton's been under pressure all half. He's lost this one. It's bobbling around. St Helens.
just looking at the way that last kick travelled down the try line from 50 out, the other side of halfway. The wind, when the storm came, was coming from the south. It does look like it's swung around and maybe favouring St Helens in this half as well.
It absolutely has, Brandy. You're spot on. They had the wind significant at times behind them in the first half. It's swung now. It's behind St Helens again in the second.
James Wingfield actually had a few seasons in the juniors at Penrith. James Wingfield going back. He's Merseyside born and bred. On his way to Penrith there for some seasons in the juniors. We're talking in the local area. I don't think that was junior rep stage. There you go. He's back at Penrith tonight. Eisenhuth with the ball for the Panthers. 10 metres inside the St Helens half. Cleary. And Hosking falling into the tackle.
They have not stopped defensively. The St Helens line has been great all night.
Cleary, kick through. Here comes Taruva. He's leading the chase. St Helens have lost it. It'll be a try to Tonga. They had three streaming through. St Helens could have cleaned it up. Penrith forgot their first. Crowd is back into the game. Vision on the kick. Saw a chance, they've taken it.
Oh, very smart play from Nathan Cleary. Just as we spoke about the quick-moving St Helens defensive line, they were caught short. They moved too quick. Wellby just couldn't get there. In fact, he got there first. He tried to force the ball. What he should have done is just punched it free. He got his hands on the ball first, Jack Wellby. And he did try to force it, but from a long way in the air, pushed it. Taruva collides with him, and that leaves the ball free for Isaac Cumore. No problem with the put down.
I was looking at Taruva's contact with Wellby. You can jostle side to side. Anyway, Panthers reviewed it, confirmed it. They're all fine. Penrith have got their first. Charge of the Light Brigade on the chase, wasn't it? Panthers jerseys in the frame.
They knew it was coming. The Panthers chase knew that was coming. The play was out the back to Nathan Cleary. They all knew that the kick was on. And they'd obviously spoken about it at half-time, saying, well, we need to combat this quick-moving defensive line from St Helens somewhere. The kick's a great option.
Look at Nathan's ecstatic. He's back with the balls we use in the NRL. He had some issues with the balls at the World Cup. And this kick, 85% he was in the NRL last year. 10 in from touch. And they will try and chase down the points. 12-6. World Club challenge. They're putting on a show. St Helens and Penrith.
Here it is. Isaiah out the back. Look at the three-man chase. They knew exactly what was happening. The kick towards the corner. Sania Taruva. In the end, Isaac Tumor. The fact that they're all around the ball. There was three Penrith players there. You keep forgetting that Isaac Tumor, last year was his first full year of first grade. He played a handful of games before that. It does seem like he's been around for a long time.
Scored a try. Samoa, but that was the day they did 60. Hurt his shoulder that day, and that was pretty much it for the cup. Mixed thoughts about that. 12-6 scoreline. Fox League viewers, Broncos and Cowboys still to come on a Saturday night. Don't write off this one going a little past the 80-minute mark, though. That is in the equation with a 12-6 scoreline.
That's two good runs. Leota off the kick, and then Tito, Sania Taruva to back it up.
Eisenhuth working hard. And he's sent off the bench. That's his 9th hit up of the night. No one's made any more than 9 of the Penrith forwards on show tonight. There's Hosking with it, 5 short of halfway. Now Yo, better shake Penrith. Look out, Luai's got it. Tonga with it. Harrell was sliding. He sort of ran out of space there. Last tackle. Cleary wasn't the cleanest of passes again. This won't be easy to defuse. Oh, Penrith got a hand to it. St Helens have got the ball. And that's about
That's their best,
best
set.
attack.
I think that would be their best set that they've put together. They've put together a couple of special plays in that first half, but nothing like that. It ended with a kick, and even though they didn't get the result, you can see there's been an uplift in tempo from the Panthers after that first try.
I think that set makes everyone watching, in particular neutral observers of the game, 12 ain't going to win it. 12's not going to be enough to win based on Penrith going up a few gears there. There's some more points here, and now, as predicted, rain has got to its lightest of the night. The lightning's moving away, and the game will get down to the championship end. Bell shortened up there. Last play, St Helens, only a 28-metre gain in the set. Dodd, kick off the side of the boot. May still get a result. No, good catch.
Great catch. Great catch. Ball over his head. Very hard to keep an eye on that football. He got himself in a great position to take that.
So there's contrast. Penrith come up with maybe their best set of the night, and St Helens came up with a labouring set in response. Shift in momentum, right into halfway. Skipping around there. Get away from Fisher Harris. Over the obstruction play. Quickly out of dummy half. Kenny gets him on the front foot. Fisher Harris. Last play, Panthers. Cleary's got another one, another special ready to go. Got the chasers on the right side, and Percival owned that one. Really charged at the football for a good catch for his team. So St Helens start the set on the 20. Let's see how many metres they make here. The penalty certainly helps. They really needed that.
Well, he was off the line quick, Mitch Kenny, wanting to get to Matautia early. But just as he made contact, the arm slipped up.
So both the starting front rowers are now back out there for St Helens. Matty Lees has just returned to the field. Bell is off. Wormsley's been back on for a few minutes now. Just short of halfway. Wasn't Bell, he's still out there for St Helens. He's come off the field. And St Helens right on halfway. Roby in the field. 26. To the lights. Lomax has been very quiet in half-time. Here he is with the ball. Lomax delivering the pass for Sirinen. Looking to throw defenders away there.
He's not as big as his dad, but he's pretty powerful, Curtis Sirinen.
Hurrell. Typical Conrad run and offload. Roby, there's an overlap on the left. Wormsley doesn't pass. Straightened up. Hosking made the tackle. Last play, St Helens. Wormsley got up, blowing up. Dodd with it, looked like, he's confused himself. He ran into a question mark. So on the change over, Penrith back with the ball.
And kick in mind, but just got himself squeezed up against his chasers and then ran into all sorts of trouble. Dead end.
Penrith their end of the field. Better. A few sets ago when they went left. That is Luai's side of the field.
Well, better ball control has got Penrith back into the game. I don't know if they've made an error this half as Cleary juggles and gets a kick away.
That would have been the commentator's curse. Ball's not going to get inside the 20. Quite surprised. Percival thought he had to keep that one in. Someone's have the ball outside their 20. Well, it would have just been play back to centre field. Matautia has been pretty solid for St Helens. He was solid last week against the Dragons as well. Now Roby, still no sign of Lussick. Wormsley on this run. Lussick's on the bike on the sideline. Hasn't seen any football tonight. Set restart St Helens. So a penalty and a set restart certainly helps.
Yeah, late in the count too. Tackle 4, set restart for St Helens.
Lomax. Sirinen 3 and 4 defenders there. Get themselves in field position here early in account. Wellesby up in the front line that time. And Wingfield hit and spin. 20 from the line to the right with Lomax. Wellesby, cut out ball. Hopewadi on, they've got it forward. No try. Hopewadi is pulled back. What do you reckon? What's your first impression?
When I saw it live, I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought St Helens were running in their third try.
Matty Russell is close to it. Want to make a call on that one, Matty?
Well, I'm only going to go off the body language of St Helens. They all looked at the sideline official and shook their head and made a gesture with their mouth to say, no, sir, wrong, not forward. So I'll go with them. I genuinely believe they think it was a legal pass. I didn't have a good look at it, but straight up this, Vossi, we're off to Queensland. Brisbane against North Queensland. Kevin Walters Broncos with Selwyn Cobbo in that fullback role. Look at their laughing and smiling best of mates now, the coach and his fullback. You see them next, straight after we're done at Penrith. Straight after we're done at Penrith.
It's the longest run in history of Queensland derbies being draws. Could that happen? Could that happen again?
I'm going to say no.
Oh.
Not after the 2 last week.
Well, you're no fun, are you?
No.
Penrith, Luai, on the gunner, trying to roll over the top of Lomax. Tackle 5, Penrith, Cleary, 12-6. Final quarter of the game. It's got a bit of extra time feel about it, I must say. Percival. I think the fans watching the UK will mind rugby league going into their Saturday morning being extended. No problems. Now Roby. Gee, works hard, Bill. You can see why he was an important member of their squad last year. And Wingfield to halfway for St Helens. Walmsley's going to come off now for the Saints. Last tackle. They've got Morgan Knowles back out there. Dodd's kick. Crichton's called it. He's with it. Most of his work has been pretty... I said most of his work's been pretty good, and then he throws a pass like that. Stephen, forgive me. I've cursed you. My goodness. Pass like that. 9 metres from the line.
Great chase again from St Helens, and he saw Isaac Tunga coming back on side, but it's not the sort of position you want to try and flick a ball out to someone like that in that situation.
In front of the St Helens fans, I'm pretty sure I've got a song for a drop ball. They could teach the Australian fans. The fans from England with their songs, they are brilliant. They got a bird's eye view of this one. Lomax on the left. 5 metres from the line. Roby puts them in front of the posts. Wingfield Knowles is desperate to get a touch. Now that he's back on fresh off the bench. Here he is, lead runner, doesn't get it. And to the right hand side, Wellesby to Sirenen. Tackle there from Tonga low down. And Luai prevents the try. Roby, they're up on Lomax. Isaac's done it again. Looking to take him into the grandstand. 15 metres away from their own line. Penrith defending and defending well. Another great shot. This is a big set, this one. Last tackle, 15 away. And Lomax kick, he was hammered. The ball and goal. They've taken a swat at it to Ruva, and it will be line dropout.
Yeah, Taruva had to make a play at the ball. I think there was too great a risk with the chase from St Helens as for Taruva not to play at it, which must have crossed his mind that it sort of went towards the in-goal, the dead ball line. Well, Hopewadi was all over him. They collided. Well, Johnny Lomax just got winded as he kicked the ball and was hit.
His head hits the left shoulder of Lomax.
He's got his head across the body there of Johnny Lomax.
He stays on in this instance. See,
very good defence down this side of the field. Jerome Luai and Isaac Tungor.
Will go off. Gunner. It's heavy. And Lindsay Smith will come on for Penrith. So give them a few more seconds just to ready for the next set. What has Cleary got planned for this line drop out? He found touch with one before half time. He's got them on edge. What is he thinking? Does he a little roll of the dice? Go long. He goes long. Little screw to the sideline. Lomax onto it. And they will bring it back through Lees. There's a front rower changing the course. It didn't work to his advantage, did it? 41 metres away from the Penrith line. Normally front rowers just run dead straight. He's taken off complete right angles. Wingfield to play it. He's had a good dig. The man wearing 18 for St Helens. Dodd passing back through the centre. Bouncing away. Wellesby, what a constant threat he has been. A very good performance from the St Helens fullback. Played by Sirinen. Lomax on the run. Wellesby pops up again into the picture.
He's just the go-to man, isn't he? Jack Wellesby goes over the sideline this time. This time though. The defence were able to hold him up. Man again, Isaac Tungor. Outstanding defender.
He's 7-8 metres in from touch here. And they've got him over, kept him above ground. Well done, Penrith. What a showdown this is. It is as good as you get in the World Club Challenge. They have a team coming off the back of 4 straight premiership wins, taking on a back-to-back premier from the NRL. And I know the football hasn't been perfect, but to have 12-6, 15 to go, and you would say Penrith is maybe on top just the last 5-10 minutes.
There's no doubt over the last 10 minutes it's been Penrith's best period of the game. They've looked a little sharper in attack. Where they have been beaten is the play the ball speed. St Helens have been able to get their line set for most of the game. That's why it's still moving quick. So they've done a very good job at the ruck. Again, very set.
So Helens completion as well in these conditions. Cleary's kick. There you go. Hearts and mouths there for St Helens fans. And Percival back with it. Opawati will go on the run.
He's had some catching practice, Mark Percival. He's done a lot of it. Big Connie's dropped the ball.
Well, mark that one down. At the 66-minute mark, Conrad Hurrell, error inside St Helens half. Penrith now have a chance to really build up some pressure, if not convert it to points. The crowd is into the game. St Helens fans are watching down the other end. No songs at the moment to sing. 25 from the line. And Yo and Cleary and Luai. It's the old firm. Double with it. Put on his back. Good shot over the top. Sirinen. Cleary again. Centre field. Dummy to Fisher Harris out front. Brighton, brilliant hands. Kept going. Panthers on the right wing. Again, the passing not quite executed perfectly out on that wing. Toto hasn't had a lot of clean ball tonight, to be honest. Yo with it. Almost offloading. Last tackle, Penrith. Luai this time. Goes flat. Ball juggled. It is the last tackle. It is a changeover. That's where Viliami kick-out would be. Hosking held up for Penrith.
I thought he wanted just to hang on to the ball. There was a little bit of space there for Zach Hosking, who runs a good line. See what Penrith's defence can do now.
Yes, St Helens 10 metres away from their own line. Got to get through this set. It's out here. Likewise, Penrith have to look after their discipline. They've conceded 5 penalties tonight.
that's Percival off the wing, making that run. Terrific charge from the wing.
And there's Wellesby up the line off Roby. Still, Lussick can't get into the game. Roby, what a performance. What a player. Last tackle, St Helens. And Lomax kicks it perfectly. That is a wonderful set from St Helens. Like that is the set. Side leading 12-6 in big game. That's what we produce.
Yeah, play one was back on their own 10-metre line. They've been up with fine touch, a couple of metres short of the try line. I think Crichton played it right too, letting the ball run over the sideline. Really no-win situation for the fullback there.
Spencer Leniu has been thrown back into the game for Penrith by Coach Cleary.
Right, I think they need some quick play the ball, and Spencer is someone that can provide that.
Yo off the field for Penrith.
There hasn't been many plays from Penrith where they've been on a roll.
Spencer gets straight into the play. Up over halfway he goes. Kenny, Luai, and linking up on the left side. Hosking close to the sideline. Oh, his feet were headed out. He had to bring them in. Last tackle. Cleary a bomb. Another tester for Wellesby. He gets it again. Jack Wellesby.
Immediate impact from Spencer Leniu. Quick play the ball. Penrith allowed. Quick moving defence. Tunwell off the line there trying to put a shot on. But immediately Penrith going at St Helens rather than the other way around.
Oh, Percival in front of Penrith in this set. 3 tackles. St Helens on their 10. Walmsley wasn't off for long. I think they've just made their 9th change of the night. Lussick is into the game. Roby goes off with 10 to play. They will kick from the 20-metre line. What a kick.
Big kick.
What a kick.
That was a 20-metre gain only for St Helens through that set. The kick's gone 70 metres.
Chasers get there. James Roby, if that is the last time we see you play in Australia, well done, sir. Pleasure to watch him play live. Penrith in 12 metres inside their own line, trailing by 6. St Helens just the penalty goal in the second half. Penrith just the 1 try for the match. Here I was saying 12 won't win it. Might still be proven correct, but 12's hanging in there. Ball was knocked out. Panthers, no clean up. Plenty of desperation. Clyde says play on. And the Penrith fans say you're kidding, sir. And I think they left the sir off. Replaced it with some other expression. Hopewadi, 30 metres from the line. Maybe they're thinking field goal. With 9 minutes to go. 28 metres away from the Panthers line. Lussick was a try scorer last week against the Dragons. Now the Panthers have to produce a big set. Repeat set would be handy even here for St Helens. Centre field with Walmsley. Handled him well there. Leniu in the tackle.
Good position.
They're set for field goal. Lussick. They go out to Lomax. He'll take the step. Lomax misses to the right.
Why was he so far right? Why was he standing so far across from centre field? He did get time to put a kick in, but made the angle a little bit just too difficult.
Looked like they were set up right in front of the post and it went wide to the right. And it was almost like afterthought, we'll take the shot. Taruva to play it. Now Kenny. So Penrith at 12-6, but now we're into the final 8. Conditions as good as they've been all night. We've had it all here. Absolutely. Players who've been involved in this and the fans that have watched live will remember this evening with the World Clubs Challenge trophy up for grabs. Cleary 10 metres inside St Helens half. This will be play 5. Ball dies there. Good tackle from Sirinen. Last for Penrith on the left. Cleary will try yet another bomb. I couldn't tell you how many bombs there have been, other than there's been plenty. Lomax just got in the way, and St Helens have managed to defuse it. Wellesby is down, holding the top of the melon. Lomax can't just go through the motions here. Penrith are hunting up, looking to force a mistake. Knowles has a problem for St Helens. Tautia on that run gets them outside the 20. They kick early. Crichton looks over his shoulder. Ball into the lap, bringing it back. Chases there, links up with Taruva. Taruva's got footwork on him. Just managed to hold him.
Well, that was Hopewadi too. Just got him by the shorts. Otherwise, Taruva makes another 15 or 20. Not much defence back on the inside.
5 inside their own half. 6 minutes and change to go. Salmon on the run. 12 points to 6. A low-scoring affair in the World Club Challenge.
Jack Cogger on at dummy half. Bitch Kenny off.
So Cogger hasn't had major minutes. Fisher-Harris. Last it is. St Helens have done well again in this set. Cleary, they're going to run it. Cleary, they're going to run it. Luai with it. Taruva over the shoulder and over the sideline. The St Helens fans are up.
The execution is much improved in the second half, but it has cost Penrith throughout the game. Passing just not there. I don't think Taruva had much space to work in anyway.
St Helens have used all their interchanges, gentlemen. Penrith, 1 to play with.
They're tense now. They're on their feet. They can hardly sit down on the bench now. They're watching these minutes unfold. They've shown their hand field goal attempt. If they get anywhere near there, they're going for another one for sure. 5 minutes to go right now. But they are deep inside their own half. Lussick, good run. Out of dummy half, makes 7 or 8 metres. Fisher-Harris, the defender. 4 tackles down, St Helens. Scarsbrook McCarthy, another of the veterans. Last tackle play. Lomax is on the right. They went left side, and Dodd bombs from a long way out. Crichton underneath it. With it now for Penrith. Doesn't go for any big daring play there. And that's where the set starts. 19 metres away from their own line. The champions of the NRL with just 1 try next to their name. Cogger and To'o in off the wing. It doesn't feel like Broughton To'o's had a big run me tonight, yet he still gets to 200 metres.
I was just about to say that the defence of St Helens has handled Broughton To'o pretty well tonight.
Now, defence is up brilliantly, Matalia.
Well, that's been the highlight of their game. Without doubt, the edge defence and the pressure that they've put on the Penrith players, the playmakers, is the reason why Penrith have only scored 1 try.
Matauti has been superb. Siren has been very good when you talk about edges. St Helens 30 metres away from the line. This would have to be field goal set. Great, the old Rugby League live game. It's Planet Field Goal, folks. St Helens about to enter that universe. Walmsley on the run.
See if Johnny Lomax can get himself a little closer to the ruck for the next one.
15 metres away. Then for Scarsbrook McCarthy. They are right in front of the post. Dodd wants to take it, I think. The halfback. It'll go back to the number 7. Left foot dab. Took a deflection. And they've got a penalty for statues in the play, isn't it? Just blockers. They've formed a wall, and Ash Klein has blown penalty.
And it's not often that happens. standing in front to play the ball. Like, they're in front to play the ball.
Jack Gibson,
they probably made it
an
easy one for Ash Klein there.
Yes. Well, Dodd took over that time. He was the only player going to take the shot. He was doing all the pointing. This is where I want you. I don't think he needed that. He doesn't need the wall back. You know, just stand a little deeper, take the shot. If you're good enough, you'll get it. 5 minutes inside their own half. There's just over 2 to go. Penrith with Smith. Running back at a Siren and Knowles. So close for St Helens now. Almost a hand on the trophy. Luai can't get through. Always take these shots as a souvenir of the World Club Challenge. 32 metres from the line. Oh yeah, Cleary juggling the ball, almost losing it. Kept the line now. 20 from the line, last tackle. Getting up to their last chance of the night. Luai fires it back. Crichton will bomb. It'll come down right on the goal line. It's there, it's lost by St Helens. Play on, they won't stop time. Penrith have scored! Penrith have scored with 88 seconds to go for 12-10. A drop bomb. And To'o is Brian on the spot.
Nothing like a bit of golden point for your first game. Jerome Luai throws the ball out the back. I don't think Stephen Crichton was meant to get it. He puts up a bomb, it lands near the try line. It was a beauty. Lindsay Smith retrieves the bouncing ball out to Brian To'o, and he scores the try with 1:15 left on the clock. Jack Wellsby just unable to handle that one. Lindsay Smith did a great job to look quickly to whoever was on his outside. He found the winger Brian To'o, and he scores what seemed like an unlikely second try for the Panthers.
All right, 2 tries grand final, try World Cup final, now try World Cup challenge, and it is over to Nathan Cleary for 12 all. And one giant step towards golden point. And it would be first scorer wins in golden point. That's not to say that there isn't time for a field goal shot. Cleary with this one. 20.5 metres out. 10 in from touch. The names of Gower, Alexander, Simmons and Moran on the eastern stand that he's kicking in front of. Legends of the Panthers club. Cleary now up for it. He's done it!
What a kick.
12-ball scoreline at the World Club Challenge. Giddy up, folks.
What a great kick that was.
Oh, man, this is February.
10 metres from touch. They are the toughest kicks. They really are. But 10 metres from touch, I think you'd rather have one from the sideline, because if you miss those, you know, that's from the side. You just expected to get that 9 metres in from touch, like an arrow.
He still rates a kick he got against the Tigers as one of the best of his career.
Oh, that's got to be
It's up there now. Penrith, 30 seconds on the clock. What happens next? Lenu with the ball. Will Penrith go big on the set, or just be happy to go to extra time? Taruva on the run. Cleary can kick them from a long way out. If they can get another 20 metres upfield, he would definitely have a shot. Yo with the ball. He's 10 short of halfway. You'd reckon this is the final play of regulation time. Cleary with it. Change of direction. Dummy and run. Oh, shut down by Bell. 80 minutes done and dusted. Champion v champion. They need to add another round to the heavyweight bout.
Well, 75 seconds left on the clock when they scored their try. The Panthers through Brian To'o. What a battle it has been.
9 conditions as we head into golden point. How good is it to have the footy back, Bossy?
Yes, indeed. St Helens send us into extra time. And Penrith from the kick-off, Luai, it wasn't quite perfect. But they have the ball 15 metres out from their own line. Cleary has kicked some big ones in his career. And Crichton has one, and that was a World Cup semi-final. first opportunity. Can they get far enough downfield? Yo's outside the 30.
Yeah, I would think with that little error off the kickoff that will rule out any field goal shot off this opening set.
Fisher Harris beyond the 40-metre line. Now with Crichton, and that will be the 5th tackle. And yes, just metres in half your kick for placement. Back to Cleary. He's got it going. Now, they didn't catch the last one. They've dropped this one. Percival with it. Here come the Panthers. Percival! Oh, he had to use every ounce of muscle to make the field of play. And only just. Now the second tackle in front of the St Helens fan.
What a chase there from the Panthers. Cleary leading the chase. Percival dropping the ball, rolling back into the in-goal area. And that would have been a disaster.
He's offloaded. Walmsley was able to pick it up. The big front rower crashes through the line.
Yeah, that's a run to get him out of trouble. That from Alex Walmsley.
3 tackles up. There'll be no field goal shot here from St Helens either. Gee, they've done well by tackle 4 to get to the 40-metre line. Wellesby, centre field, extra time, golden point to determine the World Club champions. Last tackle, Dodd to kick for St Helens, goes long and high. Crichton's on the run, safe catch, the Panthers fullback. Penrith with it from their 30, lost the ball. Luai's offside, I thought he was offside and diving on it. But if they're ruling St Helens reefed it away, he's allowed to dive on it. Either way, St Helens will get possession, will they?
Oh, they're going to challenge it.
Right,
and
Try and turn it into a penalty.
St Helens are challenging the decision of the knock-on. They actually believe that Luai is offside. My ruling is it's a knock-on which touches the back of St Helens, and then Jerome touches the ball.
It's a technical one. I'm watching it live. I thought, hello, he's straight away. He's offside. Well, there's no doubt he's in front. It's how the ball gets there.
Gee, that's a good shot there.
Tim Crichton loses the ball here, then touches the back of Conrad Harrell, negating any offside from Jerome Luai. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Rolls down the back of Conrad Harrell. Luai jumps on the ball, but it's St Helens' ball now.
Isn't
30
it amazing?
out.
You still get the ball, but you challenge to try and get an even better outcome. Entering 2, their only points of the second half penalty goal, Mark Percival. Tommy Makinson out of the match in the first half.
Contact right on the football there to jolt it free out of Crichton's grip.
Well done, Connie Hurrell. Well, how do they set it up? Lomax took the first shot. Dodd took the second. St Helens, 30 metres from the Panthers line. World Club challenge comes down to this in extra time. Over 2 minutes played now. Bill, you don't have to wait to the last. Be happy that they're close enough. Walmsley, right-hand side of the posts.
Get a quick enough play the ball, Walmsley.
Roby calls the shots. Back it goes. Left foot shot. They've done it. The little halfback. Lewis Dodd. Lewis Dodd has won the World Club Challenge for St Helens. He didn't get his first shot. He's got his second. And you ask if you got any doubts what it means to you. Have a look at the reaction of the St Helens players. From the other side of the world, they have come and they have taken the World Club Challenge trophy.
Well, they had 2 goes at it in regular time. Johnny Lomax and Lewis Dodd trying to get them a 1-point win before golden point, but Lewis Dodd nails it. Great setup. Alex Walmsley, a quick enough play the ball to give Lewis Dodd
and share it with his players. Congratulations, St Helens, World Club champions in 2023.